Let's start with the navigator of the crew, Cat Burglar Nami. Nami has a title, Cat Burglar, hence a meow. We have Cat form to represent her fighting style, the manipulation of weather. Next up, we have Lapras as it is a good diver. It helps in navigation and oceanography. We have Noibat as it acts as a sonar and also helps in oceanography. We have Zorua to represent Mirage Tempo, and finally Rotom to represent Zeus and Climate Tact. Next is the doctor of the crew, Cotton Candy Lover turning into Chopper. First, he has Ordino because he's a doctor. Next, he has Swirlix as he loves cotton candy. Next, we have Weirdeer to represent the fact that he's a reindeer and Walk Point. Ursaring to represent Heavy Point. Obama Snow to represent Monster Point. And finally, Mega Altaria to represent the everyone's favorite Guard Point, Fluffy Chopper. Next is God Usopp. We have Arceus because he's a god just like Usopp. We have Sudowoodo to represent he's an actor and a liar. We have Mega Heracross to represent the Sensei Hercules. We have Decidueye because he's a great archer and to represent Soul King. We have Yamask who holds the Soul King's mask. We have Carnivant to represent Pop Green, Sea Devil, and many more of the top Pop Green Usopp uses. And Kurokabuto Bansu, which is Usopp's new slingshot. Next is the ship pride of the Straw Hat Pirates, Frankie. He has Gurla because they have insane builds, big body and a small head. Conkeldurr because he's going to be a good building partner for Frankie. Mega Aggron to represent General Frankie. Metagross because he's a smart mech. And Machamp because he doesn't wear pants. And Genesect which was cybernetically modified Pokemon. Next is the musician of the Straw Hat Pirates, Soul King Brook. First is Gengar, 'cause it can bring souls out of other people. You know, Ash in the anime. Next is Mr. Mime. It has an ice cane and is a ghost, just like a Brook. Next is Crooked, who can play a violin. And Brook, when he was alive, used to play a lot of violin. Next is Toxicity, and anybody saw Soul Kings concerts, you see him always playing a guitar. And Surfage, because Brook is a good fence, is very good at fencing. And finally, a little Marowak, because it has bones. And bones are funny for Brook, because it has so many bone jokes. Next is the archaeologist of the Straw Hat Pirates, Nico Robin. Absol to represent her nature, which is a good nature, but portrayed as a bad person. Unknown because of her interest in history. Stone Junior to represent poneglyphs. Akazam because she's a scholar. Rose to represent Hana Hana no Mi. Rapalog to represent her usage of fishman character while not being a merfolk or a fishfolk. Next is the helmsman of the Shahab Pirates, first son of the sea guardian, Jimbei. He has Polrat to represent his fighting style, Delmais because he's a helmsman, Sharpedo and Whalor to represent his race, which is a whale shark fishman, Dragonite because he's a sea guardian, and finally Solrock to represent sun pirates. Next is the cook of the Straw Hat Pirates, Windsmoke Sanji. He has Salvala to represent his genetical modification, Pansia because he loves cooking, Hitmonlee to represent his fighting style, Black Lake, Mega Blaziken to represent Ifrit, Gallade to represent the fact that he's a prince and dolls can sense emotions just like Sanji, Kecleon to represent his favorite devil fruit, the invisible Nomi. Next is the right hand man of Luffy, the king of hell himself, Roronoa Zoro. He has Zacian, Aegislash, and Cerulege to represent his three spots, Wado Ichimoji, Shandai Kadetsu, and Enma, and all of them learn Iron Defense, which could represent Ornament Haki. He has Hoopa and Hydreigon to represent his Ashura style, and finally Lucario because it's very loyal and has Observation Haki. It's finally time for the captain of the Straw Hat Pirates, Monkey D. Luffy or Mugiwara no Luffy. Breloom because it has a hat and can stretch its arms and legs. Infernape because Luffy is a monkey, basically, and Gear 2. Melmetal to represent Gear 3. It can stretch its arms and legs and can gigantify its arms and legs. When we have Ember to represent Gear 4 because of its VR markings and can use water type moves even though it's weak to water type to represent Water Luffy. We have Mega Mewtwo X to represent Gear 5 because it has psychic powers to modify event, has future sight, cannot be flinched by Conqueror Saki because of steadfast, can stretch its arms and legs, and can release energy waves to represent Conqueror Saki. And finally, we have Snorlax because Luffy loves to sleep and is very hungry and powerful.